The Black Empowerment Gallery focuses on how the passage of the Civil Rights Act of 1964 and the Voting Rights Act of 1965 energized and empowered a growing number of Black Mississippians to protest, march, and boycott for equality. From 1965 to 1970, marches and acts of protest took place in Natchez, Jackson, Lexington, Marks, Port Gibson, and Hattiesburg. On June the 4th of 1966, James Meredith began his walk from Memphis to Jackson to encourage blacks to vote and overcome fear. On the second day of the march, Meredith was shot by a white gunman. Within hours, the leaders of the nation's three principal civil rights organizations vowed to continue the march. Martin Luther King Jr. of the Southern Christian Leadership Conference, Stokely Carmichael of SNCC, and Floyd McKissick of CORE. The slogan Black Power was first uttered during what became known as the March Against Fear by SNCC organizer Willie Riggs. Carmichael described Black Power as a political strategy. The march culminated in Jackson on June 26, when 15,000 people reached the Mississippi State Capitol. The story of activist and businessman Vernon Damer is another powerful story we tell in the museum. Damer led the Forrest County NAACP and was a vocal advocate for registering blacks to vote. In 1966, Damer and his family were attacked at night by members of the Ku Klux Klan. Damer returned fire at the Klan as they firebombed his home and store. He died the next day as a result of the attack. On display in the museum are parts of the family truck that were littered with bullet holes during the deadly attack, a powerful reminder of the price Damer and so many others paid for freedom. African American participation in the political process began to pay off. In 1967, Holmes County native Robert Clark became the first African American elected to the state legislature in the 20th century. More blacks joined him in 1975, and by 1979, 16 African Americans were members of the Mississippi legislature. Today, Mississippi has more black elected officials than any other state in the country. This is a remarkable achievement due to the brave Mississippians who fought in the long struggle for political power in the state.